Recently I matched with a doctor on a dating app, and I was just like, I said, what do you do? He's like, I'm a doctor, and he was just like, I said, okay, so what's your goals? And he was just like, oh no, I kind of blocked you because, like, what do you mean? What's my goals? Is a doctor not enough? I don't want somebody who's content with where they are. A doctor is being a doctor is amazing. I understand what you guys go through to get there, but why can't you want more? I guess me having 3 jobs shows you that I'm never
Shut the
comfortable with being
fuck
in one
up!
place.
Not being a he needed rough.
A doctor isn't good enough for you? You know how much years of schooling that is? Big bag getter? You know how much freaking debt you have to pay back? If a man reached doctor status and he said, I'm just gonna chill the rest of my life, and he quit immediately and said, I'm gonna chill, I would even put it past him. This girl had the nerve to say she has 3 jobs. It's not even about the money, it's ambition. A doctor isn't ambitious enough for y'all? Always want something better. You see, there's this story, and it talks perfectly about modern day women. And this is not all my women, because I know a lot of amazing women, but the ones that I'm talking about, it's you. Women are like, if they go into a candy store and you could get anything, there's multiple floors to this candy store, right? So let's see, first level is only chocolate, second is only lollipops, third's a variety, fourth is cookies, you know what I mean? And what these women would do is they go through the first store and they, this is amazing, trying all these flavors, this is busting it, I never want to leave. And they'd be like, oh, okay, so you want to stay, but just so you know, there's something on the next floor. And then they get intrigued and they'll be like, okay, shoot, the next floor is probably better. Hey, this is even better, like so much this, that, and the third. And then the guy at the elevator says, oh, yeah, you want to stay here? They'd be like, nah, there's probably something better. So they go to the 3rd floor, 4th floor, 5th floor, and then, mind you, when you go to the floor up, you can't go down, so they be so greedy and they always want more and they always want one more upgrade that they get to the 5th floor and then they say, oh, I want something better, and then they leave and then they realize they locked out. So when you go on the staircase, you can't open the door. They realize they locked out now, and like, oh, like what happened? You wasted what you had. You wasted an opportunity. Y'all always think there's something better. They always think the grass is green, and when they don't water the grass where they're at right there. The people that are in the best, most loving relationships I know, they either both started from nothing and built it up, or let's say the guy made his way up and then he gets a younger woman because they're easier to understand and train and listen. Right, you can't deal with someone who doesn't listen and who wants control and power. That doesn't work for the dynamic of unity, right? I know the camera's. I'm sorry, I'm shaking this shit up so much. But in that regard, like, y'all gotta just appreciate yourself, and if you want to get married, sometimes you might have to be a passport bro. Sometimes you might have to go find somebody that's not where you are. But if you do, you got to find someone who has good principles. They don't have to be like super religious. They don't have to be Christian. But a lot of times I've noticed the good, long-lasting marriages have religious practices or traditional practices where the man is doing manly things. He's going to work, getting that bag, this, that, and the third. And the woman's doing feminine things. She's cooking and ironing and doing all that. Right? Life is already stressful enough to have an urgent, an energy vampire, narcissistic woman beside you who only thinks about herself. She'll think about you only because it benefits herself in the end. You can't build with somebody like that, because as soon as the going gets tough for a while, she's going to leave. That's really what it is. As soon as the going gets tough and like it lasts longer than a week or month, I'm not saying she's gonna leave right away. Like, you could have a bad week or a month, like she might stay, but watch, slowly she'll lose more attractive, slowly she'll start disrespecting you more, and then eventually count your days. It's just the same as men saying, if you want to lose a girl fast, just tell her you love her every day and send her good morning text every day. As soon as she knows she has you in her grip, she doesn't do, like, she loses that competition anxiety. She doesn't be like the amazing grown woman she wants, because she knows she doesn't have to fight for you. She knows she has you by the balls like this. right? So you can't waste your time dealing with somebody who always wants better. You have to be fine with having someone that's okay with just being with you, right? And it's hard sometimes because you don't know the woman you're dealing with, but ask her questions, man. Pick her brain. Remember the first time you fell in love, you want to know everything about that girl? Pretend that's for every single girl you meet. And the more questions you ask, and don't romanticize it when they give you the answer of what happened in the past and they make an excuse. Don't listen to it. Just watch what actually happened in the past, because quite frankly, history repeats itself. I've had multiple girls tell me this has happened, but like this happened because of this, and I always try to rationalize it because they're so pretty or I think they're smart, and it's like I really want to end up with them and I really want to make it work, but quite frankly, I wasn't living in reality. I was living in the desire of wanting reality to be what it's not, and that's where pain comes from usually. That's where pain majority of times rises from. So like this girl's a dumbzo, but like you have to realize majority of them are like that. They are that little girl in the candy store who always wants more and more and more. Tom Brady got cheated on. Like a bunch of high value dudes, and I guess you could be high value, and the difference between high value and alpha, right? Like the thing is, the women brain is so messed up, and not all women, but the ones I'm talking about, it's like they want that bad boy, they want you to be bad, and they want someone that they can change and kind of fix and kind of, you know, show them the right way. But when they change it, they fix you. Now they don't want you anymore. Now they want to go find a new project, right? And it's like some of these girls will fuck a bad the alpha or the bad dude the first night. But if you're boyfriend material, they're gonna make you wait for it. You see the logic behind that? Because they don't want you to think they're a hoe, but because they don't see something long term with this dude, I'm gonna give him the treatment. It's like me saying, yo, I don't like this dude, but it's like me saying I don't like this girl, but I'm gonna give her $500,000 every week. I'm gonna give her all my non-sexual attention. She's gonna talk to me whenever she wants, just to get validation. I'm gonna compliment her. I'm gonna get no ass. That's basically what I'm saying. But the woman that I want to be with for the rest of my life, I'm gonna give her $2 every other year. I'm gonna just fuck the shit out of her when I want, treat her like ass. Never paid her any mind. When she has a bad day, I'm not gonna ask her at all. I'm not gonna take her out on no dates. That's how they look at it. Like, and it doesn't logically make sense, but to them it makes perfect sense. Right? So when someone's trying to get under your skin, argue with you, and you have to realize you're not dealing with a logical being. I've had even super duper smart girls, and then from time to time they say something so dumb because their emotions are clouding your judgment. Right? Like, it's no point arguing with them. Just ask questions and see who you're dealing with and move on, and look at the situation from a bird's eye view with no emotions, because that's where you're gonna find the answer. That's how you're gonna find the answer. You can't expect your desire for somebody to blind you from really what it is, because that's how you set yourself up for disappointment. Don't forget to subscribe, by the way, if y'all still here locking in, because I'm giving y'all some sauce for real. But yeah, you know, you have to realize a lot of them are not satisfied, and you can't even blame yourself per se. You can't even blame yourself. They're not happy with themselves. And someone that's not happy with themselves, you can never make happy, because everything you do, they're going to find a reason of why it's not good enough, of why it didn't work. All right, so yeah, just avoid this type of woman. Save yourself the headache. Big brother Astro.